how sweet it is. I wasn't feeling it today. Is to be loved by you nerds. What is up? It's me, your buddy pal HeyArcher. Welcome back to HeyArcher Live here on Nerd Affiliated. I'm so happy to have all of you here today. Old school hot mess express today. What's going on? I was ready to go. I was good to go. I was on time and got to that last episode of Vanderpump Rules. Yes, I am all in on Vanderpump Rules. And a cat also peed on the ground. So that's all the stuff happening in my life. Thanks. That was a good show. See you guys next time. But I think Anthony wants to say some stuff too. So we'll talk about some stuff. I saw Spider-Verse yesterday. I got some hot takes on there. I should have got Lenny in on this because Lenny also has apparently some hot takes on Spider-Verse. But that aside, if you have a YouTube channel, a podcast, a blog, a vlog, an OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat. Support one another. Plug yo shit. And of course, just chat in the chat anyway. Shoot the shit. Why not? Hopefully by now. I said hopefully by now. You've poured yourself just a little bit of.
More specifically, vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
As I drink out of my Mando cup, which is like my new, not new, I've been doing it for a while, but it's been my new regular whiskey cup. And the Acolyte finished wrapping, or just wrapped as well. Maybe we talk about that. I don't know. The world is our oyster. So put in the chat if there's a topic you guys want to talk about. I also did a little unboxing that's coming soon. But without further ado, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Anthony is in the I'll just say the chat. He is in the chat, but he's also on the show. Anthony, can you hear me?
I can. Hello there.
Wow.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey. Stealing the general's intro there. Look at that. You guys gonna have some beef?
Oh, come on. First of all, if anybody has a trademark on it, it's somebody. It's the mouse.
True. How are you doing today, sir?
I am well. How about yourself?
Good. I was about to comment on something that Aaron just said. Shout out Aaron Waller. He said, "Good evening, nerds." But that mic clarity, yes, it is clear. That's
I'm glad to hear it. Finally figured. I'm assuming he means me.
Yes.
Finally figured this out.
Yeah. No, it sounds really good. What
Awesome.
What are you using now for the folks at home?
So for the folks at home, it is a Rode, and I'm going to pull up which one exactly.
It's a headset mic combo. It's not just a mic.
Right. It's the Rode NTH 100M, and it has the M, I guess, is for the microphone.
Mm-hmm.
So, I have that, and I had to get a Lightning and a USB-C adapter. This way it can work with my phone and my iPad. Mm. And thankfully, so far, it's doing well. And then the only downside is, so far, it looks like the Rode Reporter app is the only thing I can use to adjust the gain on it. So aside from that, no real issues. It picks up everything. Like you'll hear in a little sneak preview in I reviewed a couple of comic runs, and I had the book in front of me, and then I thought I put it down gently, and then listening to the playback, it picked up like as if I just dropped it, and you hear like the comic hit another comic so I was listening to it, and I was like, oh wow, I am not doing this again. So I was like, we're gonna roll with it.
It's the learning curve of the new tech, like getting used to it, what sounds things pick up and don't pick up. But I'm glad. I mean, this is kind of working as our own little product test, like our own unboxing of a new way to podcasts with different things. So I like that. And before we continue, I do want to say this episode is sponsored by nerdaffiliated.com. you can go there not only to see links to all the latest episodes, latest clips, latest videos, all that fun stuff, but also you can check out the Nerd Store, get yourself some cool merch like the affiliated shirt, which dropped for the 4th. Well, I should say May the 4th, actually. I need to specify that. But there'll be more fun stuff coming out in the next couple months. So, I saw a movie that a lot of people are saying 10 out of 10, best superhero movie, all that fun stuff. And I guess the only question I have for you, because you haven't seen it, right? Just to be sure.
I have not.
Does me saying I was disappointed affect your decision to watch the movie or not watch the movie?
I mean, I'm a little not upset with you. I'm a little upset. Like when you're like, you're, no offense, you're hard to please.
Yes.
So I didn't expect you to be in the 10 out of 10 camp, but like, just, with what you said, I was just like, oh wow, maybe, damn. Because I had thought it was going to be really good based on the trailers and, all the reviews. I wasn't totally buying into the 10 out of 10 thing. Yeah. Let's face it, it's not Super Mario Brothers, but, it definitely, I'm still going to see it, but it definitely did make me kind of check myself. Like, okay, if he's not happy with it and you're pretty fair for most stuff, let's, rein in my expectations a little bit. Maybe it'll be like, the sequel fatigue that they usually, that can happen. And, actually, before I go on, I want to do something for Aaron. He made a request in the chat.
I wish I could put you on full screen, but the floor is yours.
Thank you. You're listening to The Quiet Storm on HeyArcher Live. Join us every Thursday at 8:15-ish in the PM Eastern Standard Time. Thank you. And if you guys head over to my OnlyFans, I'll say a lot worse for a lot less money.
Hey, you said it, not me. That's all I got.
I did say it. I got a mortgage, man.
That is true. That is true. Aaron was a fan of that. And speaking of the man with the copyright, General Kenobi, he's probably like, what are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, General. I wish I could show the emojis up there, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Join the Nerd Foundation, get access to our own little emojis and other perks like being on the show from time to time, discounts on merch, also all sorts of stuff. There you go. So I feel bad saying I didn't like the movie for a reason, and that is because I liked everything about the movie except two things.
Okay.
So, and there will be no spoilers. I'm not going to spoil any part of Spider-Verse for anybody here. But let me know in the chat what you guys all thought of the movie. I'm pretty sure I know what you all thought of the movie because I've watched Aaron's review. Kenobi talked about it. I think last stream you were commenting on it. I'm just going to get out of the way what I didn't like about the movie. Yes, spoiler alert. The only spoiler of this whole thing, Spider-Man's in it. Second spoiler, Peter Parker's in it. But that aside.
Okay.
That aside. What did I say I was gonna go first with? What I didn't like? I forget.
Yeah, but no spoilers.
Yeah. Right. What I didn't like about the movie. Two things. It's mainly just two things. 2.5. One, the runtime on these movies is getting ridiculous. Like this movie clocked in just under 2.5, probably like 2 hours 19. But when you add the trailers, you're, what is that? 2:45, almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
I was 30 minutes late to the movie on purpose and still got in time for the movie to actually just start. It was ridiculous. So that's its own thing. But tied into that, I thought the movie easily could have been 90 minutes. Bam, boom, we're in, we're out, we're good to go. That's all I'll say on that, again, because of spoiler stuff. The second thing I didn't like, and this is going to be an odd nitpick of the movie, I didn't think the plot made sense. Things happen in this movie, And I was kind of like, all right, I see what you're trying to do here. I see what you're going for here. There's a lot I wish I could say, but I think it would spoil things, so I'll just stop there. But I was like, the plot to me didn't really add up, in my opinion.
Okay.
And then the last thing that bothered me, this was like the half. So, you know how like right behind me, you know, the WWE symbol, the Vader helmet, they're all like slightly blurred out. I could adjust some lens settings on my camera to make it like even more blurred out, but I want people to see like kind of what's behind there. They do an on purpose lens blur throughout the movie. It's like a digital lens blur, and it bothered the shit out of me. And I don't feel like most people would notice that, but I was like, this isn't a real movie. It's like, it's not a real cinematic movie. Why do you have to blur the background? Unless they were like, oh, this is a good way to save time in animation. But there'll be moments where like it's like this person's talking, things behind are blurred out, and it was just odd to me. It looked weird. But that's my half complaint about the movie.
I gotcha. That kind of sounds like the complaint about J.J. Abrams and his love of the lens flare.
Lens flare all over the place for no reason. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not making indie films anymore. Get a friggin' hood.
Exactly. Any questions or comments on the dislike part?
No, I mean, and I think that's fair because, like, you know, like we say, the runtime is part of the huge reason I gave Super Mario Brothers a 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's the same critique in live action movies. Like, there's certain movies, like, you know, Infinity War, that was not long enough for my liking. Like, I could have gone longer if they, you know, added stuff in. Endgame, in hindsight, I think they could have cut out a couple things here and there, like and elongated that final battle. Like, we've talked, you know, things we would have done differently in that.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, length is a legitimate complaint sometimes because it is. It's just like, you know, if it's long for no reason, like, you know, like I said, even in same thing, John Wick, almost 3 hours.
Yep.
The fourth one, like, outside of the critiquing role, oh my God, it's so much action and everything.
Yeah.
But really, once you start to think about it, it's like they had, you know, he did one task. And then they literally kicked him back to the beginning of the task, and he had to do it all over again. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's like that. I think it's a valid complaint. And the plot thing, I mean, that sounds unfortunately like what a lot of these movies can suffer from. You don't know what the hell the plot is, or, you know, there's too many plots, or they just too many plots where they don't finish one before they start the other, and they never come back to another one again. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
now, I will, and hello to T3 Collects. I actually gave you a shout out in my unboxing video coming out. Actually, Kenobi also gets a shout out in the unboxing video coming out. And Steve in the house, welcome back from the DR, my friend.
welcome back.
So, it's weird that plot is one of my complaints because I thought the writing in this movie was absolutely amazing. And this is the weird part. I enjoyed like 99% of the movie. I was sitting there, I was laughing. I was like not emotional at any point, but just like I was rolling with it. I at no point did I say to myself, all right, you guys need to shut the fuck up. Or like, this doesn't make this dialogue seems forced. I didn't really feel that, which was good. But I was like, I don't know how most people, like most of the chat actually has a Hispanic background of some sort. I was like, there was a lot of Spanglish jokes, you know, and as a Hispanic Afro-Latino from New York, the banter between him and his mom, the dad and him, and then mom there yelling at him in Spanish, like mid-English, like food that was shown. I was like, this is great. I loved it. I don't know how other people will understand some of the jokes if they're in Spanish and you don't speak Spanish. But to my friend's point, if it's getting 10 out of 10 reviews for most people, it's probably a mood point. But dialogue was great. Miles Morales, dope, super dope. Gwen Stacy, dope. I saw things online that like the movie is more about her than Miles, and I think that's not true. Like as I was watching it, I was like, no, she's just part of the story. It's still very much a Miles story.
Okay.
Web slinging was good. I thought everything past the first fight was easy to watch, which I liked because the first movie I thought there was a lot of fight scenes where I was like, wait, what's happening? Like I can't really see. Like it was so much lights and explosions and stuff. But I thought the fight scenes were good. And then one of the final action scenes was pretty amazing. I gotta say, it was pretty amazing. The dialogue during the fight scene was amazing. I'm thinking of the second to last action scene. The last action scene, again, actually, that's to a point. There's a lot of action in it. Second to last action scene, dope. Final one, super dope. But I was like, the reason for the action scenes, I thought, was kind of meh. I was like, this doesn't completely make sense to me. And before we continue on that, hello to Hobbs and Jose and Lenny in the house. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm gonna send a link to Lenny. If he decides he wants to join in, he can, because he's got quite the hot take. But any questions or comments about the things I liked?
No, I mean, it makes sense why you like them and what you liked about it. Like, I'm trying to stay away from spoilers, but like even online, like I didn't really hear anybody saying like that there's too much Gwen or any of that stuff. They were praising the little bit I saw. Like it was still a Miles centric movie, so I don't know who was saying he was kind of the not. Yeah, but I mean, no. Now you're just making me want to go see it because I want to see if I have the same issues you have.
Yeah. No, I very much want everybody to still see it, but I honestly think Tom's going to take him out. I think Tom's going to do it. Yeah.
I mean, I thought that beforehand anyway. Yeah. And then like you've heard, we can go right back to Spider-Verse, but everybody in the chat, you've heard. He apparently is Tom Cruise is apparently super pissed that like
yes,
Oppenheimer and Barbie got some of the IMAX screens for the Mission Impossible. And first of all, it's like Oppenheimer, I get. Who the hell needs to see Barbie in IMAX? Why would you shoot that movie on IMAX cameras? I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be anything. Do you have any like delusions that movie is going to beat Oppenheimer or Tom Cruise? Like, you knew when it was being released. Do you think it's going to be $1 billion movie? Why would you do it on IMAX? Seems like such a waste, especially because like I keep hearing there's only so many IMAX screens and there's only so many IMAX capable cameras. So
yeah, I clicked on a link just because I was curious to see what they would say about this. The Jezebel actually posted about this. In case anybody doesn't know, Jezebel is a news site that pretty much bashes men every chance they get. Tom Cruise desperate for theaters to pick him over Barbie and Oppenheimer this summer. The actor and producer is furiously showing Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 to exhibitors in an effort to convince them to switch their plans. And it's hilarious. But you know, I'm not mad at him to a certain extent, because don't get me wrong, we give him the crown every time as far as like best action star of our time. One of the most consistently good movie makers of our time. So I'm like, that dude's probably so fixated on his awesomeness that he's like, you guys don't understand. This is a real movie. This is real action. I did the action. Get the hell out of my way. People need to see this. Like, I'm kind of not mad at him. Not for Top Gun. Top Gun gives him like infinite I forgive yous.
Yeah, no, it definitely does. And like, I get why he's like this too. I do think it's a little bit like, it's funny because it's like, all right, you could just change your release date a weekend, and like, because let's face it, after a week. I mean, Top Gun, I think, I don't remember actually. I'm pretty sure Top Gun held on for a while, like week to week.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, and again, I'm really not trying to sound like a dick. I doubt, unless maybe I'm completely wrong. I could be completely wrong. I doubt the Barbie movie is going to be making money week after week after week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And same thing for Oppenheimer. I want to see Oppenheimer. That's going to be another like crazy long movie. And
only you and Christopher Nolan have ever said that sentence.
Yeah, well, there you go. But, you know, again, it's like Tom Cruise. That's the one that is going to keep making money. And it's like, if it's that big a deal to him, it's like, just change your thing by 1 week, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
But no, I do get it. And I don't know. I hope he wins. I mean, I wasn't planning on seeing it in IMAX, but I guess I am now.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. So before we go on to the other guest that has joined the show, T3 says, Across the Spider-Verse, just like its predecessor, was like watching a comic book on page come to life. It was so beautiful. That is, I agree. Rolando in the house, good to see ya. The Legacy of Nerd. Fast 10 is greater than Spider-Verse. I feel like somebody else here may agree with him. Barbie will surprise you. You know?
I mean...
and Mark, good to see you. Barbie coming in with a big flex. Patrick in the house. I mean, we don't know. I think the only person that may know if Barbie will actually dethrone everything we've talked about is probably Lenny. Lenny in the house, sir. How you doing today? Oh wait, you're muted. I like heard you and then you were gone. Nope, you're muted. That was probably one of the greatest tag passes of our time. Hang on. I'm going to take you off of this and then I'm going to add you back in. What about now? Nope. Can you hear him, Anthony?
I can't hear anything. I mean, I hear you, obviously, but...
All right, so here's what I'll do. I'm going to kick Lenny out, and then he could jump back in. Maybe there's something with Ecamm. And in the meantime, I'm going to adjust your thing here.
Yeah, get my thing off the man's face. I know what I said.
Let me move it over here and see if he could try again. That may have been one of the greatest hot tags on this show. I mean,
yeah.
In case people don't know, in wrestling, there's that moment, right, where the person A's like been beat up for the last 5 minutes and they're crawling on the ground, and the other one's like, "Come on, come on." That was Lenny in the green screen. Lenny was like, "Come on," and I was crawling on the ground, and I reached and I tagged him, but he slipped off the side just before the tag actually hit. So let's see. Lenny, can you hear us?
I think we got it,
Hey.
right? There we
We're
go.
good.
There we go.
Dude, that was like one of the hottest layups of all time, and you had to do it.
Dude, I had this like ominous feeling too. I was like, this isn't gonna work.
Before we continue, Dave's Dimension also jumped in the chat. Good to see you. Lenny, welcome to the show. Oh, and Rolando. I don't know if I said hi to Rolando before, but Lenny, you've got quite the interesting take from this week. Do people need to like brace for this, or do you think you're going to have some people who agree with you on this one?
Dude, I think no one's going to agree with me. But I knew I had an unpopular take on this first Spider-Verse.
Right.
But just for context, I've been to the movies the past 2 days. I went Tuesday, saw Spider-Verse. I went yesterday, saw Transformers.
Oh.
Okay. So I
didn't even know Transformers was out already. I thought it was like this weekend.
It drops tonight, but they had like a fan access, like early access thing.
Look at this guy.
Like exclusives, baby.
Oh.
This guy.
Big time. Yeah. No, so I went back to back, and dude, I don't know where you want me to start with this, but I will say my hot take was Transformers is way better.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't have any other button I knew that I could hit. I wasn't going to boo you on that one. So I got to figure out.
Dude, Steve, I actually, when I walked out of it, I was like, you're probably the most interested person I am to talk to about it when I see it.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's the thing. I don't think that your Spider-Verse take is a hot take because I actually kind of agree with you. And I know a couple other people. I know on your podcast. By the way, what show do you have going on? What's going on over there?
Good Taste Weekly at For Those with Good Taste.
There you go. Let me get that in the chat.
Please.
So I was watching the show, and you guys were talking about Spider-Verse, and I think you were taking some heat because people were like, "Oh," or not people. It was D. He was saying that everybody likes Spider-Verse, and that you were kind of crazy. And I was yelling at my speaker, and I was like, "No, man!" I was like, "There's quite a few people out there who like it, but don't think it's as awesome as everybody would say." Did you even like Spider-Verse 1 at all? The first one?
I mean, it's fine. It's good. I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like, dude, coming out of it, like, am I wrong that people were like, this is the best Spider-Man movie ever made? Like, I feel like that was like a take coming out of that movie. Like, this
the
is
first
like
one?
Best, yeah, like, and I just didn't feel that way. I mean, I don't think an animated version could be the best version of it, really, truthfully.
Mm-hmm.
But in addition, yeah, I don't know, like the
art
style.
Have we talked about that? About
We
it
probably
possibly being cheating because it's animated?
Well, it's like that Pixar argument, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's like every Toy Story movie is the best movie that's ever come out. Like, this one, I think, is even more so overhyped for that reason. To be honest, like,
Ooh.
I have my review dropping in the next couple days, and I know we're not doing spoilers, but I came out of this with like a visceral anger.
Damn.
Yeah.
Anthony, do you think the first Spider-Verse best Spider-Man movie ever made?
I mean, it's up there. I don't think it was the best one ever made. Just it was way better than what I was expecting. I'll say that because like I heard about it, and then I don't know. It was because Sony is the one who masterminded it, so I was bracing myself on that one because Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Venom and everything else. But it's definitely up there. I don't know if it's the best one ever. It's a good expansion, but to me, like, I still want like the perfect Peter Parker Spider-Man movie, and I don't know if we've ever gotten that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's gonna rile anybody up.
Well, I was asked at work today. I was asked, what is my favorite Spider-Man movie, and is there like the perfect one? And I was like, I don't think I have an answer outside of maybe Spider-Man 2. I feel like that's kind of been the gold standard for a lot of us. I honestly, yeah. And I can't stand Tom Holland in his own movies. I like him cameoed on stuff. I like Tom Holland pause in advance. I like Tom Holland sprinkled on the ice cream that is the Avengers. But I don't, his standalone Spider-Man movies, I'm kind of good. Michael Keaton aside, who seems to be
Homecoming was really good, man.
Yeah, Michael Keaton, that was Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
Keaton stole the show.
The Flash is gonna be good then, basically.
So I was gonna say, T3 said here, The Flash isn't the best comic book movie ever made, but it's fucking good. And I think T3 may even say that part of that is thanks to Michael Keaton. But
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
How much do you think the first Spider-Man is that like it's it came out like fresh out after like the disappointment that was like the Amazing Spider-Man, and like we weren't like at like superhero fatigue yet, I don't think either at that point, to where it has like that hype around it.
I'll let Anthony go on that one.
I mean, yeah, I wasn't fatigued when it came out, but I think I even said, I think it came out before I started doing reviews with Steve, but like talking with Sal and probably talking privately with Steve, I was kind of meh about it just because, it was like I've said with the comics, they're not writing comic books for me anymore. that movie wasn't for me. It was about a high school kid with high school problems, and I just wanted to see Spider-Man doing his thing. Like I was, I'm more the Tobey Maguire type of timeline just because he's an adult in that one, or like he was college student, which I was probably late high school, early college.
Mhm.
So it was better. Again, it's kind of the same thing with Spider-Verse.
Sorry, to date ourselves, we were in college because I was actually late to a job interview because I was seeing Spider-Man 2, and that was when I was in college.
Nice. Actually, speaking of dating ourselves real quick, 20 years ago, apparently, was when Metallica released Saint Anger, which is technically, I guess, one of the first times you and I hung out that we never remembered meeting each other. And I saw that and I was just like, oh man. So yeah. Okay. Anyway, back to the point. It was better than I expected. A lot of that was because of just like the way they let Michael Keaton, just like when Michael Keaton first comes on screen as the Vulture and snatches him out of the sky, like that was like, holy shit. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
But like all the, the campy, dopey, like childish Spider-Man stuff, that took me out. Not that it took me out of it. It was believable, but I didn't enjoy that stuff because that's not the Spider-Man I kept wanting to see. So,
yeah. By the way, T3, I see your comment. I will address that. But the question to Lenny, is it the fight against the people who are saying it's the best ever, or do you believe it's just that good contained as a Spider-Man movie? Let's assume we're talking Spider-Verse here.
I just think that it's like a middle. At this point, we've seen so many superhero movies that it's pretty middle of the road for me. In all honesty, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm like offended by the people who say it's the best ever. I just think that I've always felt like I've been on the opposite end of the coin. And Steve, you know me well enough to know that I have this kind of like people assume that I'm just like I try to be the opposite side of every argument, basically, just for the sake of doing it.
But
and
you also, for a long time, didn't hate any movie. You were like, I refuse to say I hate a movie.
I don't think I still do. I mean, like, I'm sitting here fucking simping for Fast X every other week on my podcast. Just like
you've gone 3 weeks talking about Fast X.
I was gonna make a joke this week, like on the show, and just be like, "Yeah, we're here for another review, dude. Like,
yeah,
let's go again because it does drop on digital tomorrow." So
an exhilarating ride.
Wait a minute. Fast X is already out on digital?
Yes,
no.
Yeah, you can get it right now on digital.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
that's crazy. It's still in theaters.
If you go to Vudu, it's on Vudu right now. You can buy it.
I guess I know what I'm watching this weekend.
Steve, you are not spending money on that movie.
Yeah, I know. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing?
If Napster was still a thing, you would download it on Napster just so Vin Diesel and The Rock do not get a dime.
That's the truth. But here's the thing.
Well, The Rock doesn't get a dime for his movies anymore. Nobody shows up to see those things.
Ooh, there you go.
Ouch. You're talking to a guy who suffered through Black Adam in the theater. Thank you very much.
I don't know why you did that.
Dude, I went and saw Skyscraper, so can't get much worse.
All right, I don't know why he did that.
That's because Lenny's freaking sick in the head, and he's like, I gotta go to the movies every week.
Yeah, one leg.
Seriously, is this so this is the nerd cry for help, spending money on The Rock or Vin Diesel movies?
Yeah,
consistently.
I did almost buy the Fast X popcorn car thing.
Yeah,
I saw that. I was kind of like, I think I want that.
Oh no.
I did not buy it. I will say that. Yeah, I mean, you guys may never know who knows. I will say hello to Sleeping Collectibles in the house. Been a while, brother. Good to see you.
Where are you guys at on the Transformers franchise as a whole, though?
Oh yeah, let's get back to that before we get into Flash stuff. I'm gonna lead off on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I've hated the Transformers movies since day one. Sorry, no. Transformers 1983 or whatever, animated movie, best Transformers movie. After that, it was just L. All Mark Wahlberg's here. They were just god awful until Bumblebee came out. And I don't know. And actually, before I even get to that one, I remember sitting in my old apartment. Joel was there, and I was like, "Oh, Rise of Extinction or whatever came out," and he was like, "I'm not watching another Michael Bay Transformers movie." And I was like, but the Dinobots are in this one. And he was like, oh shit, the Dinobots are in it. Yeah, let's watch it. We hit like hour 2, and he's like, are the Dinobots in this movie? And I was like, oh shit, I forgot they're even in this movie. And then finally they show up, and I'm like, God damn, this movie fucking sucks. So Bumblebee, I don't know what possessed me to watch Bumblebee, but when I did, I was like, it's actually a pretty decent movie. Like I didn't feel bad watching it. I think maybe if I paid for it, I would have, but not having to go anywhere, sitting at home, it's on TV, whatever. I was like, Bumblebee's not bad. So for this movie, I'm actually down to see it. Still not going to pay to watch it. Not going to see it in theaters. But I do want to see it, unless, all due respect, Lenny, Hobbs with Jose says it's amazing. Because that's freaking King Transform. Him and Patrick know your craft. Those are you pick your best player here. They are the best, the most knowledgeable Transformers people I know. So if they say it's amazing, then I might consider seeing it in theaters.
It's I think I'm mostly the same. I mean, I had a soft spot for the Shia LaBeouf movies. I can't lie about that. I know that's like, again, I'm like a toxic movie fan, dude. I can't help it.
Have you watched the Cosmonaut Variety Hour watch throughs
No.
of those?
No.
Hilarious. Continue. I'll put the link in
I'll
the
check
chat.
them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mark Wahlberg ones are terrible. I mean, like the Age of Extinction thing, it's exactly that, dude. It's like 2.5 hours, and then you finally get to the dinosaurs, and you're like, this wasn't worth it at all.
Yeah.
In like the fifth one with him in it is like good only if you're like a masochist, I guess. But yeah, I thought Bumblebee was just like a fun ride, and this movie picks up like that energy totally for me, and it's like perfectly paced, especially like a day after seeing Spider-Verse, which like I just think is like egregiously long personally.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I heard you say there was a lot of action. I didn't really feel that way with that movie.
Spider-Verse?
Yeah, but with Transformers, it's pretty consistent the whole way through. And as far as seeing it in the theater, I talk about it all the time. I go to like the Dolby Cinema every week. That's why I go to the movie still. Like, I think sound and everything makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So you can like feel in the Dolby Cinema the weight of like Optimus, like every step he takes, like you feel like a rumble through your seat.
Mm.
And I really appreciated that about seeing this, is like I really felt every part of this movie.
It sounds like you're explaining how I felt watching Dragon Ball Superhero with you in South Bay. I was like, man, every punch, I feel it. But there was nobody else there. It was just us and this dad with his kids. So
yeah, and me just trying to keep up.
Yeah. Anthony, are you going to see it in theaters?
I still have to watch Bumblebee, which after this, now I will. I got fatigued from the Transformers, and I think the soft spot he's talking about for the Shia LaBeouf one, I think we all know what was the soft spot.
That would be a hard spot, wouldn't it?
I mean, I didn't want to say that. It's still kind of a family show, but oh yeah, it was a hard spot.
I can't help but go for low-hanging fruit.
I never liked Megan Fox. Never found her attractive.
Just hang up and me and him will finish the show, dude.
Steve.
God.
Doesn't she have weird thumbs or something? Wasn't that always like the legend of Megan Fox?
I don't
Who
care.
the hell is looking at her thumbs? That's the argument where it's like, the guy who has a supermodel wife is always going to be like, oh, everybody on the outside is like, oh my God, she's a supermodel. And he's going to be like, if you're actually in that relationship, you're not saying, you're being like, it's a superhero. It's a supermodel. It's her. I got her. Ha 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 ha. Although then again, I guess that doesn't hold up because Tom Brady cheated on Giselle. What's her booted?
You just.
But then again, it's Tom Brady. No, because it's Tom Brady. So like he's always getting like somebody of equal caliber thrown at him. Like, if a real person like knocks one out of the park like that, like, okay, I hate this guy. But what's his face? Pete Davidson. Okay. He, whatever incredible success he's had, which I can't believe he has success, but fine.
Yeah.
He's a dope from Staten Island. Like, yeah, I know. He's a dope from Staten Island like me. If he wasn't like crazy, his resume begins and ends with, I think, who was the first one where I was like, he dated her?
Ariana Grande.
Was it Kate Beckinsale?
Well, that was an impressive one.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying, like, if she was the first one, Kate Beckinsale, it begins and ends there. No normal person moves on from somebody like that. So I don't
Did
know
you
how
guys
we
see
got on
She's
this.
Out of My League, that movie?
You like
I
that
feel
movie
like
a
I
lot.
did.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like that movie a lot. But like her major flaw is that she has web toes. Something that like you
Oh,
can't
maybe
even see.
that's what I was thinking of. Web
Yeah.
toes. Yeah. I mean, come on. She's with Machine Gun Kelly now. Like,
Yeah, well,
she's
I mean,
gross.
we make bad decisions, dude.
yeah,
Well,
she's
yeah,
gross.
listen, we all fall from grace occasionally.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Did you see? There's a thing recently with her and the guy from All American Rejects. They're doing like a terrible movie together, and he tried going into her dressing room and like saying that I think when you die you should stick I should stick my fingers in your mouth, and and Machine Gun Kelly like lost his mind on him and started screaming at him.
In case anybody forgot, All American Rejects here.
Yeah, that guy, Tyson Ritter.
I believe that. Looking
Yeah.
at this picture, I believe that he said that.
Yeah, he's like, I think my character should stick my fingers in your mouth.
He looks like the guy from that movie about the girl who falls in love with the zombie, played by Beast from X-Men First Class.
Dead bodies.
But like, yes, but
Yeah.
he doesn't need the makeup
bodies.
though.
Warm bodies.
Warm bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just doesn't need the makeup. He just show up. Actually, looks like the guy from Stranger Things. What's his name?
Oh yeah, Finn.
Finn. Yeah. And
Finn
Ghostbusters.
Wolfhard.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. Speaking of Ghostbusters,
Yeah.
happy
Actually, I was gonna
Ghostbusters
say-
Day. Yeah.
You reminded me. And actually, I think I shared it on the Rambling account. McKenna Grace like posted like a clip of her singing a song
Mhm.
for like, and she's on set, like she goes by the Ecto and outside. They really built like at least a decent chunk of the firehouse on this set. It's crazy.
Mm.
Like you see it really quickly, like towards the end of the video, and the video is like 30, 40 seconds, whatever it is. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
To see.
Well, T3 apparently likes to hate on everything Lenny says. Rise of the Beast is not amazing, but it's really good. The story works. The human characters are good. They don't take over the movie. Pete Davidson, for me, was the standout, and it has heart.
No, we agree.
Oh, you
my
agree?
God.
I wanted to hate him so bad because he did like the first like 15 minutes of Pete Davidson in this movie is him doing like the Revenge of the Fallen Autobots, or like where they're like just sarcastic and annoying
Yeah.
for the whole movie, and then at some point like he just wins you over and you're like, wow, like at the end he's probably my favorite one.
Shit.
Frustrating.
Wow.
I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can see the movie now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm willing to be open minded about most things, but I can't change my mind about this guy. I won't let it happen.
Maybe it's because you don't have to look at him.
Could be.
I mean, I definitely don't like to look at him. The guy looks like he needs like a vitamin infusion and a sandwich.
Constantly hungover.
So since we're already over 9 o'clock, but it's fine. We'll do a little OT today. So T3 says, actually, it's because of Ezra Miller. This is about the Flash, in case anybody's listening. Actually, it's because of Ezra Miller that it's good, and I hate even saying that. Now, this is not the first person I've seen to say this. In fact, somebody I watch all the time, Vito, on YouTube, has made countless videos bashing Ezra Miller, and was like, dude actually did a good job in this movie. So I get, neither of you have seen it, right? Just to be clear here.
No, I just got my tickets yesterday though.
All right. Do you think that, and hello, Paximus, who can't stand Pete as well. Do you think it makes a difference to you? Like, if Ezra Miller kills it in this movie and the movie's great, I saw IGN gave it a 7, which IGN, can kick rocks on a regular basis. But do you think that even if it's like a dope ass movie and he's great in the movie, you want to see more of him? Or do we truly need to get to the point where we're separating the art from the artist? I'll let Lenny go first.
I don't care if they recast him personally. Like, I don't know. I'm not against sex cults. So
Fair enough.
If he's if at the end of the day, like, I don't have to know the guy personally, and he's playing a role in a movie. So it's like, what do I really care that much as long as he's not like egregiously doing stuff? And it seems like they've reined him in quite a bit over the past few months. I do think it's pretty interesting the fact that they're not letting anybody talk to him.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like we can't let the toothpaste out of the tube again on this one. But yeah, I mean, they're holding pretty firm in not removing him, right? So, he's a good actor, man. Like I think everything I've ever really seen him in, he's been good. So I'm not shocked to know that he's performing well in this movie.
Anthony?
Yeah, I mean, for this, I might have to separate the art from the artist, but going forward, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it seems like he did all the things that he's been accused of doing. So I think it's just time for like a clean break. Just like, not to be too hard, but DC has enough stuff stacked against it to do another reboot inside of 10 years. So, I hope the movie's good. I'm not same thing. Like Lenny said, I'm not surprised to know that he did a good job as an actor. Cause when he was good and, I've seen him in other stuff and he is good in the chat, like Know Your Craft said, I liked him in Justice League also, Zack Snyder's version. But yeah, it's. I hope he's good in it. Take his cut of the back end deal and give it to his victims, and move on from there. Recast him by the end. Like I keep saying, by the end of the movie, just recast him. Have Grant Gustin showing up, or just somebody else. Some other Barry Allen show up and do like the closing run, something. But. Or he leaves the DCU, which is what Gunn, I think, is calling his universe, to go back to the DCEU, and that's why there's a different Flash, if you really need more of a reason for why he looks different. But yeah, I think he needs to be done after this.
This movie's tracking to bomb, isn't it? I think it's only tracking at 70 or 80 million.
I think last week on on Nerdy Coffee I predicted 60 to 80 or somewhere in there.
That's not good.
Yeah, and the thing is, I don't think this movie even remotely comes close to making its money back, because one, the amount of reshoots on this thing is ridiculous, and to me, it's a really telling sign that the premiere of this was so small, and they only were like, we're gonna do one because we don't want the spoilers to get out. Like, I'm like, no. I'm like, you guys, you're running out of funds here. And you're just like, let's just push this shit out. It's just, let's get it over with, call it a day.
Yep.
And move on. By the way, I put it in the chat. I threw a link in the members community tab of the YouTube channel. So if anybody wants to jump on, you have a couple minutes to do so before we wrap today. Sorry, I got distracted for 1 second. I actually made an error there. And boom. I just want them. I think I talked about it on a show. I actually don't remember if it was just on a show or if it was offline, but the episode of Justice League Unlimited where they're following this time traveler through different times, and eventually he starts causing like a multiversal incursion type thing happening where things are getting blinked out of reality and whatnot. And there's a part where it's Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and Batman Beyond that were there, and they're talking, and then it's Green Lantern, John Stewart. They're talking, and then all of a sudden John Stewart like phases, and then all of a sudden it's Hal Jordan, and they're like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And he's like, "Oh, must have been another incursion. Don't worry, I'm good. Proceed." And they keep going, and I'm like, it could even be that if they want to make it that he really messes with reality and all that stuff, you could even just do something like that, or just do a Cosby Show. You swap the person out, nobody says anything, we proceed as usual, and we're good. Not Cosby Show, Fresh Prince.
Okay, I was gonna say, are we at a point where we can reference that again?
The what show?
The who now?
Yeah.
Do you guys like everybody goes to Grant Gustin being like the obvious replacement? Do you think there's really a world where you can put him as the lead role in a major film release and expect it to be successful?
But that wasn't Ezra Miller either.
He still is a movie actor. He's not a TV show actor. I think there's like a distinct difference.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
And like, what was the Flash's ratings? Like, it's like probably 1 million people a week at best were watching it that would have been aware of who he is over the past 5 years or so.
Yeah.
Just with where TV's kind of fall into that. I don't know. I just never, I think he's great. But I don't think that like he could carry over to justify just because the fans, like hardcore fans like him, justify that casting.
I mean, I think if we give that role to Grant, it isn't even so much that he's like that amazing of an actor. We're just like, you've earned it. We're like, you ran through, pun intended, 13 seasons of a show that, 12 of them were trash, maybe 11 of them were trash. And you know what? We'll give you this one. We will let it slide on it.
Grog attacking Obama keeps popping up in my TikTok feed. And it's just the funniest thing in the world.
Here's the thing. I feel like they put themselves in such a corner anytime they do something Flash, because like there's really, outside of like one or two other options, the bad guy at some point has to run away. Flash has to have some excuse to not be able to catch him. Like, it's just like, and it's so dumb after you get through like 2 seasons, because either the person, like, every season can't be somebody faster than him. Like, you just can't keep doing that. But
they did.
They apparently they kept trying. And I remember not even King Shark. There was the episode with King Shark, and he was so slow moving. And then there's a part where he knocks Flash down, and Flash gets up. And he's like, got away. And I'm like, that motherfucker was like 1,000 pounds, and like, Kevin Smith directed episode 2. Piece of shit.
Damn.
I really hate him. I'm sorry.
You really do.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, we're all going to see it. I mean, there's just no way about it. As much as we may try, I think we're kind of stuck. T3 says, and Lenny can answer this, I'd rather see AJ Kappa from Riverdale take over as Barry Allen. Does that sound accurate to you, or?
Same issue I'd have with Grant Gustin. I feel like, I don't know, Riverdale, I've tried. Season 1 was really, really good. I've had trouble getting past that.
Yeah. Paxman says, also, we know how he loves the character and will be committed to if he accepted the role. Yeah, bring on your boy Oliver Queen.
I'm in season 8 right now, Steve.
You're on a rewatch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than I remember it.
Anthony, how far did you get in Arrow?
In Arrow?
Yeah.
I finished it. I rewatched it on Netflix, and then I finished I lucked out. Most of the stuff I had to watch was on Netflix, and I think I finished like the last real time season 9 before the shortened season 10. So I finished it once. I've only ever finished it once. I haven't brought myself to watch the finale of The Flash just because I can't go through that much campy, cringy shit, which would make you think I don't want him as the Flash, but it can allow for a different tone. And I'm not even saying he has to be that Barry Allen that we've seen. Like, let him have a whole new story, but just like for the face recognition and for like kind of the fan comfort, bringing him in is like an easy like adjustment, because odds are if you're in that movie theater, of the TV show, even if you didn't like it, you've watched the TV show, you can be like, oh, okay, I know this guy. So I'm not too thrown by, having somebody, I can't even think of another guy who I would use, having some other Ryan Gosling, just because he's got blonde hair, having Ryan Gosling show up as the Flash and being like, what the fuck? Him? And actually, to go back, I said it in the chat too, I don't think he's ready for movies yet, but use him as like a supporting role, like kind of like they used Robert Downey Jr. and in Civil War and not Infinity War, but they had him showing up little by little here and there. Like use Grant Gustin like that to have him appear here and there, build him up slowly, and then like further down the line, then you give him a Flash movie, or you give him a Flash Green Arrow movie, something like that.
I definitely agree with that. Like, I think if you integrate him into a world where you have A-list stars to like raise his profile, then it works. You just can't reboot the Flash and just expect him to carry it. I feel like, and I mean, I didn't follow really much past like season 2 of the Flash, to be honest. But I will say the stuff that I have seen of it.
Don't worry, nobody did.
Despite all the corniness that's around that show, he always does stand out amongst all of that, to his credit. Like, I think you can tell, to your point, that he takes it very seriously and is very committed to the role. And like, I think that's why people love him so much, right? Like, you can see through all how bad that show got that he was the consistent driving force in it.
Yeah, definitely. Same thing for Stephen Amell and Arrow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
although I love that show, it does get extremely frustrating, the amount of like flip-flopping those characters do from season to season on like who's offended by the other half because they want to be the one to kill somebody this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
Not to plug a show that doesn't need our plug, but Stephen Amell did a bunch of episodes of Inside of You. There's one, probably whatever one it was right after Arrow ended, where he like gives an honest take of like Arrow through the seasons. Like, you know, one was great, like blah 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 blah. He just like gives a pretty accurate assessment of each season. Like he's on, you know. So if you can find that clip someplace in your, you know, Stephen Amell gets real on Arrow is probably what you'd find it under. So I mean, at least he's aware of it. But like, you know, him and Gustin, like again, like we've been saying, they do love the characters, and for a certain percentage of the fans, they are the characters. So wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to have some familiar faces and giving them a shot, you know.
Mm-hmm. I put the it's actually titled Arrow Stephen Amell drops a bomb. So I'm wondering if that's it, because he did another episode 5 months ago, but Arrow definitely he left. I'd say a year, 2 years ago. So
the last season they're referencing that it's 2019, so I assume it's right around then, like maybe right pre-pandemic-ish.
Yeah, actually, yeah, because I remember that was a different gym I was going to, and we were talking about. I would talk to damn it, I think Katie at the front desk. Sorry if you're watching and I botched your name. Talking to her at the front desk, and we would always talk about all nerd stuff, and we were talking about when Arrow left, and she was huge into the Arrowverse in general, and she was like, yeah, it's not the same show without him. Like they tried, it just fell short, and that makes sense. That'd be pre-pandemic. The comment I want to go back to that I was down for when you said his name was Ryan Gosling being in it. I see you at Reverse Flash, but honestly, I'm down for some Michael. I mean, and you mentioned his name, Michael Rosenbaum. I'm down for some Wally West Flash movies. Like, I think Ryan Gosling could do a Wally West Flash. And in case anybody doesn't know, if you watched Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, that's Wally West Flash. That's not Barry Allen Flash. So I'm down for that more jokey humor Flash character on screen versus the scientist, more serious Barry Allen, which Ezra kind of tries to like teeter the line between the two of them. But I'm down for that version.
Do you see the Gosling news from today? Sorry.
What news?
Ocean's prequel?
No. Oh, yeah. It was in our group chat. I thought that was already announced. Wasn't it? No?
Yeah, I feel like I just started getting traction today, honestly. It's like him and, is it
Margot Robbie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
She's just going to be in everything.
Yeah. Yeah. You can just use her for any role.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Anthony, you're going to say something?
I was going to say, I don't think Ezra's really tried to be, like, we haven't seen, in the way I don't know if we've really seen, like, the version of Peter Parker on screen, he definitely isn't anywhere close to like the version of Barry Allen.
No, I
Like,
agree.
Like, because like, I don't even know if Grant Gustin, you know, what he's done on CW, like he has his moments, but they very quickly, I feel like, moved away from his job, his CSI stuff. And he was, you know, he was one of the smart ones in the room solving problems, but he always had like on the TV show, he always has like the crew, Team Flash around him. It's never just been him solving the problem. It's never just been him really doing CSI stuff too much. Like I said, I stopped watching for a while, so maybe they brought it back eventually. But Ezra Miller definitely hasn't done that. Like the whole point of the Snyderverse, probably leading into his movie, was to get him to be a CSI, to get him on that path. Because I mean, that's where we saw at the end of Justice League. You know, hey, I got a job. It's the worst job in a crime lab. You know, it was him starting to get down that path, but we haven't seen that from him at all yet, and I don't think we're going to in the movie. Like,
Yeah.
It's, you know.
No, I agree. I hate that we're unfortunately gonna still give it money, but I was also thinking the other day, somebody brought it up. I think it was T3 or Legacy of Nerd brought up how, and what's up, Josh? Good to see you. It's probably not gonna make money because everybody's already seen it for free. Like they keep giving all the free tickets out and all that stuff. I'm wondering if they're doing that on purpose to justify if it bombs, that they're like, oh, well, we gave out so many free tickets. Like people probably just didn't want to see it again because they have lives and inflation and all sorts of things. Like I'm wondering if they're going to use that as an excuse, but
It feels like desperation more than anything else.
yeah.
Like I always go back to you saying, like, if you start seeing too many clips of something and like you just oversaturate something, it's generally a good sign that it's bad.
Yeah.
Like I think that they're clearly very worried about the performance of this movie, and they're just like, I can't scroll like 3 swipes on Twitter without coming across somebody like trying to like put some fluff review out there of it, you know? Or it's like every other day I feel like some clip is dropping, like some new clip from it. And just the fact that like the trailer is like, just, hey, Michael Keaton's in this, you really should watch it, you know?
Yeah.
It's just leaning so heavy into all these different themes that makes it feel pretty desperate.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely immediately I always think of She-Hulk. Like, hey guys, remember that Daredevil show? He's here. Just so you wait. And every week, another clip, more Daredevil appearances, and he doesn't show up till second to last episode. Like, it just, that's the vibe I'm getting there. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I think we can all agree there's only one real Flash. That's John, the OG Barry. Lenny, were you even alive for this?
No. Yeah, but like barely. I was yeah, I was like 6 months old.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, we're old, man.
I watched this on CBS. I had a VHS tape for the pilot.
Yeah.
Wow.
So before we wrap, we have one more person that wants to make a comment here. And let's see, I have him there. And ladies and gentlemen, we have the legendary, the true Hollywood one, Yukon Phil.
No.
I don't know. Dude, you straight up pulled an RKO out of nowhere because you weren't even in the chat. You just popped up in the interview stage.
You turn on notifications, and this is what happens, man. I'm not even in my toy room. I'm on my couch.
There you go.
But I get notifications, and my boy Archer's on, so, man, I got to jump on.
There you go.
So
What do you got for us today?
Nothing.
Rocking a Mando shirt there as I'm drinking out of my Mando cup.
You know it. You know it.
I never got your take, actually. What were your thoughts on the last season?
Except for the last 2 episodes, it was by far the worst season. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, very disappointing. Probably the most. A lot of people say like Obi-Wan or something like that would be the most disappointing. To me, that was the most disappointing thing Disney has done yet in terms of Star Wars.
Hot take. Over Last Jedi, or are you just counting TV shows?
Just TV shows. Yeah, just TV show. I mean, nothing beats Last Jedi. Come on.
Sorry, I was on practice now. I don't know what's going on with me.
Come on, you and I have talked about this before.
Yeah.
Last Jedi is like the Mount Rushmore of badness,
fuck-ups. Yeah.
So yeah. There's just it's horrible. But yeah, I was very disappointed. I am looking forward to Ahsoka. I think that's going to be a little bit of a redeemer, honestly.
Yeah. I hope so. I generally hope so. So what's your, before we end it, since this was the topic, what are your takes on Flash? Is this one where you're excited to see it, you're, begrudgingly going to see it, or you're going to just wait until home release?
I'm going to wait till home release. Yeah.
Is it the Ezra Miller thing?
Totally. It's totally the Ezra Miller thing. I can't support that jackass. I just can't.
Yeah.
Keaton, I'm all down with them bringing Keaton, and they were really smart to do that.
And
but
you're
yeah,
the McFarlane guy. You're the guy collecting all the DC figures.
Yeah. I didn't buy a Flash. So no, I'll wait. I'll definitely wait for home release on that one. Probably, I usually wait for home release on everything. It's rare I even get to the theaters anymore at all.
What was the last movie you saw in theaters? Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
I don't know.
That's literally my review every time I go. Is this movie worthy of you actually going to theaters to see it? And
like the last movie that I saw, that would be like in our genre, was like the last Rise of Skywalker, probably.
Wow, you didn't see Top Gun in theaters?
No.
Ooh, that was one.
It's been a minute, dude. It's been a minute.
Yeah.
Damn.
Have you seen Top Gun Maverick?
No.
Oh. Whoa. Discuss.
and now you're gonna kick me out.
I won't kick you out yet. It's fine.
We don't kick out for first offenses. We're letting Sal rewatch Rush Hour.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Did you guys see that last?
Wait. Hold up. Back up. Sal hasn't seen Rush Hour? Just like 23 years old, man.
I got him in trouble.
Yeah. We've actually, all of you voted last week that he was suspended. So he's not even in the chat today. I'll let you determine whether that's because he's suspended or not. But you guys voted that he was suspended. So
is that worthy of suspension?
Not seeing Rush Hour?
Man. Like if we didn't see Star Wars
every night, talking sweet and looking fine, I get kind of that movie made fantasy by Mariah Carey. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, you got a point there. Now, what if it was like Rush Hour 2? You wouldn't kick him out for that, would you?
I don't think I would kick him out. Good movie.
It is, dude. That's a really good sequel.
It is that, but do you think that would be like suspension worthy, Lenny?
Dude, well, not seeing the first, is already bad. To you almost have to bang out the first two. I'll let you slide on the third. And the possible fourth.
Yeah. Since we're talking about, actually, just to get this out before I forget, I currently have an unboxing coming down the pipe. Actually, Anthony has a Batman comic review coming down the pipe, but I have a toy unboxing coming down the pipe of the Hasbro Spider-Man 2-pack of Doc Ock and the only Aunt May I acknowledge animated series Aunt May.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not a Tomei guy, huh?
Not a Tomei guy. I'm very much a Tomei guy. But I mean, when I think Aunt May, I mean, come on.
Not a Megan Fox guy or a Tomei guy, dude. This is you might need
you got me for a second. I was like, did Megan Fox play Aunt May?
No.
I didn't catch it. Oh, Phil dropped. There he is. He's back.
He's pissed at you.
He is, yeah. Phil was so mad I
totally got kicked out there. Sorry.
So final question for all of you before we wrap today. Level of excitement. I haven't watched the trailer yet because I want to sit down and really focus and concentrate, because I know that a lot of tender love and care has gone to this movie. Level of excitement, we'll go with Anthony first. We're going alphabetically here. Level of excitement for Expendables 4, the greatest movie franchise of our time. Anthony, go.
Out of 10, 4.
Probably
I saw
suspended.
it.
Probably suspended.
Yeah.
You're done. You're done.
Wow.
You're done.
Wow.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
Jeez.
Go ahead.
No, I mean, like, I saw the trailer, and I was kind of just like, I'm sitting, I was like, really? I don't know. Like, the last one didn't do it for me either. Like, the first one I thought was cool, and then, I don't know, it's supposed to be like the biggest action stars, but I don't think it did anything really too crazy action-wise. I think, they probably tried to do too many of their own stunts, so that's probably why they had to limit them the way they did because of their age, but I don't think we needed it, but I'll watch it all the same. Maybe I'll be wrong, but I saw it and I was just like, I wasn't like bouncing up and down. I was just like, oh, wow, really? They're doing this. Okay.
Lenny?
Just for starters, it's a 10. But I have not seen the trailer. I've not watched it. And the only thing I'll mention is, do we know the rating? Because if it's PG-13, my optimism is going to diminish. Because I think that's why the third one was as bad as it was. But I don't know. This speaks to like my childhood in general, is like the entire cast of this movie. So, or at least the first couple.
I mean, I think I might get away right here with the trailer playing without
Because
getting
it's
flagged. Like if I just kind of keep doing this or something.
Do you see the title, by the way, where they stuck the 4 in?
Wait, Megan Fox is in this movie?
Oh, well, there we go.
Oh.
Guys.
Oh, yeah.
We've gone full circle in today's episode. I have not seen where the 4 is. Hang on.
Expendables.
Nothing can stop me. I can't get enough. Playing with dangerous bad behavior.
I'm sure Jason Statham hated filming that.
Yeah.
That was quite the face she made.
Yeah, because he was like, look at her web feet. It's fucking creepy, Hang on, let's go. Can you guys hear this, by the way?
Yes.
They call it bad behavior.
Hey, why are you here?
I got this situation where I need your help.
I need bad friends.
At this point, I'm convinced that Stallone is held up by strings. Like his body barely hanging. Oh, wait. Sorry, Phil, I didn't get your take. Excitement level for Expendables 4?
2. I mean,
God, man.
Is he suspended?
is it necessary? I mean, well, I know Schwarzenegger said he's not in it. So
you guys,
there's that.
just
Okay.
don't know good cinema, is what I'm
Yeah.
convinced. What's going on
I
here?
agree.
Yeah,
If
Wow.
Chuck Norris is in it, I'll move it up to a 5.
that's fair. That's fair.
There's room
But-
for him to come back.
What was his? He was like the fox or something. And God, what movie was that?
Does anybody remember that?
God, what a movie! I think that was 2. When they
It is.
randomly found an airport in the middle of nowhere to have a shootout with an entire army. Continue.
Was that the new guy?
Is that sniper?
Don't worry about it. I got a prescription scope.
Oh, guys, remember this face. Don't shoot it by accident.
Terrorists have taken possession of nuclear missiles on a cargo ship off the coast.
I'm mad that there's no Ron. By the way, I'm pausing strictly for the sake of the algorithm. No Ronda Rousey. I'm already upset. Long
enough
hair
bad
Dolph.
acting in this.
What was it?
There's enough bad acting in this.
Yeah, they're like in the budget. We can only afford so many shitty people. Dolph Lundgren, long hair. Look at that. Yeah, not a fan.
If these babies go off, it'll be World War III.
Hey, was that Andy Garcia?
Yep.
Yeah, I think it was.
This life over friends,
Tony Jaa?
family.
It's time to get loud.
Let's fly, baby!
There's no way you guys are not excited for this movie. There's no way. Impossible.
I'm thinking about amending my excitement.
To 11? Yeah, I agree.
Come on, bring it!
The fact that the guy had to come to him to do the action shot.
See what I mean?
Now that's what I'm talking about.
The green screen.
Yeah, there's not one real scene in the movie so far.
They just drifted the tank. The other dude from the raid.
Is that the biggest one you've got? Oh, it's way bigger than that.
Bruh.
No Jet Li though.
Jet Li, like, he's like sick or something, isn't he?
Is he?
I think so. Let's see.
It says a lot that Jackie Chan would rather do that movie with John Cena than do this.
Dude, I just saw that
did
trailer.
see that. Isn't that the one that like they did years ago, but the release got blocked?
Yeah, I feel like that is like, because you can tell it feels really dated in general.
1,000%. I mean, in the comment section, they were like, actually, same thing that you said earlier. Not a single real set piece is there. It's literally all green screen. Yeah, sums up with Jet Li. He just, I think he just got old and was like, hey, I'm gonna just be old now.
Jackie Chan's way older than Jet Li.
Yeah. Is he way older though?
I mean, I feel like he is. Let's find out. Jackie.
And my initial thought would be yes, but like
Holy
they were pushing
shit.
movies out at the same time.
He's that old.
How old's Jet Li?
Wow.
Oh, all right, 9 years.
Wow. Yeah, you guys did not. All right. Shout out for those good tastes there. Let's see. Jackie Chan, John Cena movie. Hidden Strike. Yeah, we're not gonna watch the whole thing here because we made
It's
it
just
so
Rush
far.
Hour.
What was it?
It's basically Rush Hour again when you really like get down to it.
Yeah. I mean, look at that. That is friggin' terrible.
Terrible.
He's
That's
essentially trying to play Peacemaker in this movie. Is what it sounds like. Like even this part there.
An old-fashioned standoff. You go high, I'll go low. Okay.
I'm okay. You okay?
Get off me.
Okay.
Like, I mean,
No.
yeah. I'll put the
When
link
are
in
we
the
gonna
chat.
say he's gonna stop? He's trying to play Peacemaker and start saying he's just trying to play John Cena in a movie.
I agree with that.
You know, like
Yeah.
it's the best form of himself at this point, too. To be honest, like
Peacemaker was great.
when he
Yeah.
tried to be a serious actor, it was bad. It was like really bad.
Was he in that romantic comedy though, and people liked him?
He wasn't a serious actor in that. In Trainwreck,
Oh, that's
He-
not
he
serious
was-
acting.
yeah, no, he wasn't at all. He was like a comedy bit in the movie. The only time he's trying to be serious is when he was a villain in Fast 9, and it's literally the worst acting performance ever.
I forgot he was villain in that movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the worst series ever. So.
Well,
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay. Can anybody
take
tell
shot.
me what race Dom Toretto is, by the way, before we close today's episode?
ambiguous.
Mm.
Whatever he chooses this week.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a race. He just has family.
Yeah. Well, he races.
I don't know if that
it's just
applies.
it's a quarter mile at a time.
His race changes a quarter mile at a time. That's a mic drop. Gentlemen, I appreciate you guys all for being here. We'll go around the horn. Anthony first. What do you have to plug? Pause. My friend.
What?
What plug your shit.
Oh,
plug
you said pause. I thought there was a problem. I have.
God, you're from New York and you don't. Continue.
Yeah, I'm a dumb guy. I'm a dumb wop from Staten Island. I don't know what you're talking about.
He tried to get us canceled.
All
here,
right.
dude. I mean, come on.
I can say it. It's about myself. I have 2 reviews on 2 different Batman story arcs. One started last summer, and then the next one that follows that actually ended just a couple of months ago. So kind of current comic book reviews coming out. It's given me the itch, so I'm probably gonna dive back into probably digitally, but I'm probably gonna be diving back into DC on a regular basis and talking about that some more. So yeah, but 2 Batman reviews where I again gave it a shot to edit the videos. So if they look and sound terrible, Steve just published it. He didn't edit it.
Yeah, Anthony's entered the world of editing, so he's feeling our pain that you two are very familiar with. Lenny, the floor is yours.
For those with good taste, we're dropping tomorrow, I believe, our weekly pod, getting into spoiler review of Spider-Verse and the history of Alcatraz. So check that out.
By the way, I don't think I've given enough credit here. The green screen has been a game changer for me on For Those with Good Taste. Dante was the first game changer. Dante here in the bottom left. Nice hat, by the way. Don't copyright strike me for showing this. Every week now, before the show starts, Lenny does a history lesson on some random ass place in the world while it's showing on green screen behind you. And Dante gives his take on what he thinks is happening. And by take, I mean he's just saying what he thinks is happening, and it's usually not true. But
I'm going to be honest, I don't always watch the back of this, so I didn't know he did this part.
Yeah. And I mean, I think one of the greatest parts here is the fact that like you have not put the green screen behind him yet. So you still see in his camera that you're behind him on the green screen.
Well, so if you look close enough, you can see the green screen again, though.
Yeah. Inception.
So it's green screen and a green screen. He's also never seen The Rock, so we could suspend him for that.
Wow.
That's suspension worthy.
Wow.
Wait, is that a spoiler for this week's episode?
Yep. Yeah. That's a
Jesus.
that's an exclusive for you guys.
Oh, man. So definitely check out For Those Good Tastes. Yukon Phil, the floor is yours.
All right. So tomorrow I'm going to release a review on the crap. I just forgot the name of it. It's a diorama.
Oh yeah,
it's a diorama, a street scene diorama that I got in my last video. So did a review on that, and then Yakking with Yukon this Sunday got Carlos from T3 Collects. He will be the guest, and then just booked Star Wars Sith in a couple weeks. Booked all the way through the middle of August. So a lot of good Yakking with Yukon on deck.
I'm gonna show this real quick. I'm gonna throw it in the chat here. I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, don't forget those. Don't forget to go on a freaking toy hunt. That's a daily reminder.
Yes,
go on a
I love
freaking toy
those.
hunt.
I do love those.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna. My eCam now is spinning. I think I jacked it up, but I wanted to show this off.
Look at some of the stuff I've found already. Look at this giant Batwing, $350. That's from Batman the Animated Series. That is awesome.
I would have copped that shit so fast.
Damn.
So fast. I guess all day.
Yeah.
All day.
I've never seen it in person. I've never seen that. I've never seen the Batmobiles. Yeah, that was amazing that they even had that. I'm sure it's gone by now.
Probably. I switched windows, but my computer currently is like on fire and the thing is just spinning. So we're going to end on the screen with the the Batwing on it. And let's see if the outro works. At least that works. But I can't switch anything. But it's great. This is the best screen to end on. Watch Yukon Phil. Watch For Those with Good Taste. Tolerate Anthony. And Sal's fired. I mean, he hasn't seen Rush Hour. Am I out of pocket on that one? Yeah, everybody's shaking their head no. But for Those Good Taste, Yukon Phil, Rambling with Anthony, all amazing content creators. Make sure you follow that stuff. And thank you all for being here. Am I even in the shot? There you go. Now I'm in the shot, I think. HeyArcher Live every Thursday, 8:15-ish p.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. Nerdy Coffee every Monday morning, 9 a.m. sometimes, 9:05, 9-ish a.m. here on Nerd Affiliated. Unboxings, comic reviews, all that stuff happening. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. It's weird being just on the screen. Peace. We're out of here. Literally, it's hot to the touch, my computer, but I'll play the outro anyway. If it plays. It's not even playing. It's fine. It's cool. We're just gonna hang out here, you know, for a while and see what happens, you know. Yeah, Ecamm's just effed. You guys got anything to say? Just gonna
Pod can't end, I guess.
Literally,
keep going, man.
You gotta keep going.
all
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
Keep going.
It literally will not end. Actually.
Marathon.
Yeah. I might just hit finish button. That might be the end all be all. Let's see if the finish button actually works. No, finish button does not work. So we are literally just gonna keep on going.
Oh boy.
I may have to just force close Ecamm. As you can see on my screen here, we're at force close. Yeah, not responding. I think it was a good episode though.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't want it to end.
No.
Yeah.
You know what this feels like? This feels like a nice Space Ghost Coast to Coast type thing. Where just shit's happening for like no reason. Lenny, were you alive for Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Wow. Phil, you don't know Space Ghost Coast to Coast?
If I say no, are you going to ban me?
Oh. Anthony, you and I are officially the oldest people in the room, I think, at all times on this show.
Awesome. Great. Just what I needed.
It's a good feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to drop a... I figure we're almost through the song. Might as well just see what happens, you know?
Let it ride.
God. Harvey Birdman, attorney at law? Either of you?
Yeah, yeah, I remember that one.
You know that one?
Yeah.
All right, you got that one at least.
Yeah.
Lenny, nothing.
Now keep firing them off, dude. Let's see.
Yeah.
Do you know
Throw some more at us, man.
You know Hanna-Barbera cartoons at all?
Oh, yeah.
The Flintstones?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So they had they had superheroes too, and the Hanna-Barbera superhero was Space Ghost, and he was a space cop.
Yep.
Oh, and the song ended. So that's all the history we have for tonight.
It's enough to